Hello and welcome back to the Trainers of the World Tournament. I'm your host, DeltaTDS, and today we've got another great matchup for you today. We've got the Galar gym leader Avery going up against the arcade star Dahlia. Both of these trainers have different gimmicks. Dahlia has a Mega Blaziken, as Avery has a Dynamax Slowking. So it should be an interesting fight. Avery's team is made up of purely psychic types, as Dahlia's is a bit more diverse. But we have seen in this tournament that, diverse teams aren't exactly, advantageous. I mean, we've seen it with Berg, we've seen it with Aaron, Liza, a lot of trainers. So it should be a good match today. Alright, Avery starts off with the Galarian Slowbro as Dahlia leads off with Ludicolo. Now, looking at this, Slowbro is super effective against Ludicolo. Poison, super effective against Grass. Though I do wonder if Dahlia is going to stay in, and why she would stay in. Or if she's going to switch out, what would she switch to? Yes, we will just have to wait and see. Dahlia switches out to the Medicham as Slowbro uses Shell Side Arm and deals almost 3/4 of Medicham's health. Very terrifying move. I believe it does damage depending on if your attack or special attack is higher. And Avery switches out to Orbeetle as Medicham uses Fake Out to get just about a quarter of damage in there. May not seem like a lot, but any chip damage works. Orbeetle with the Shadow Ball, taking out that Medicham. This is our first knockout for this match. But I'm sure we will be seeing many more. Probably on both sides. No, I shouldn't jinx anything. Dahlia sends out the Dusknoir. Personally, one of my favorite Pokemon. I mean, look at that design. It's real cool. I also have to thank Mystery Dungeon for that. Orbeetle goes for the Shadow Ball. Not doing as much, but Dusknoir does set up the Trick Room, which will definitely help it, because I think Dahlia's team is pretty slow. At least some of her Pokemon are. Avery going back out to the Slowbro as it takes that Shadow Punch. Super effective, yet still doing less than 40% of its health. Dusknoir with the Fling, throwing its Iron Ball and dealing over half, but still not enough to knock out that Slowbro, as Slowbro uses Shell Side Arm and deals not a lot. Dusknoir does take out that Slowbro with the Shadow Punch, but not before it uses Scald, which does burn the Dusknoir. Avery sending out the Swoobat, which is a very underrated Pokemon, especially with what it can set up. Dusknoir going for the Shadow Punch. It, doing almost half, even with that burn. And Swoobat uses Nasty Plot, which raises it up 4 stages. And with one air slash, that Dusknoir's gone. Now, Dahlia's gonna have to figure out something to take out this Swoobat. Because this thing with ×3 special attack is pretty scary. Not to mention it's pretty fast too. So unless she's got something to take this thing out, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another match 13. Dahlia sends out the Zapdos, which just falls immediately to that Psychic. Ooh. I don't want to jinx it, but it might be over. Dahlia sending out the Togekiss. Praying for a miracle here. Takes a Psychic and barely lives, and that Air Slash does take out that Swoobat. Ooh. Dahlia's left with less than half her team. I mean, Togekiss is on 3%. As Avery has 4 Pokemon left, sending out the Alakazam. Alakazam, another fast Pokemon. And very strong special attack wise too. Going for the Psychic, and that takes out Togekiss, leaving Dahlia with only 2 Pokemon left. Dahlia sends out the Ludicolo, which we saw it in turn 1, but we didn't see it do anything other than switch out. It takes 50% damage to that Psychic as it sets up the Rain Dance. And it goes for a Scald, almost knocking out that Alakazam, but it does fall to yet another Psychic. Dahlia is down to her final Pokemon, Blaziken, which we all know is her ace, or not her ace, her Mega. So can it tough out the rain and take out the rest of Avery's team? Alakazam sets up the Reflect as Blaziken uses Earthquake and takes out that Alakazam. I'd say that was a smart move on Alakazam's part, setting up the Reflect to benefit the rest of the team. Because I mean, 1 Psychic, this maybe 2 Psychics, this Blaziken's gone. Earthquake dealing 40% as Play Rough does almost 60%. With that speed boost, it's basically outspeeding everything else. Earthquake doing less that time as Blaziken falls to the Play Rough and Avery takes game 1 of match 19. So, a bit of a rough middle there for Dahlia. I mean, that Swoobat plus the simple ability is very terrifying, but as we've seen, if you can live it, you can certainly take it out with ease. But it seems like our trainers are back on the field now. So some key things we've seen. Ludicolo does set up the rain. Togekiss can survive a ×3 Air Slash from Swoobat. Dusknoir has the Trick Room. I don't know if we saw much else from Dahlia's side. Like I said, Avery's Swoobat does have that simple, so it is very important to take it out as early as you can. Because, who knows, maybe this thing's got Baton Pass, and send that boost to another Pokemon, which would be absolutely terrifying. Dahlia leading off with the Zapdos as Avery leads off with Slowbro yet again. Now, last time this thing opened up with Shell Sidearm, so maybe it'll do the same thing. I'm not too sure. I don't remember seeing anything from this Zapdos either. So some of Dahlia's team is still a mystery to Avery. Quick Draw, letting Slowbro move first as it takes a Thunder, dealing less than half of its health. That Quick Draw ability, basically just being a buffed Quick Claw. Zapdos setting up the Tailwind as it goes down to another Shell Sidearm. That Tailwind is definitely going to help Dahlia's team for the next 3 turns, as they're not really fast, but with that Tailwind they should be able to outspeed about everything on her team, or on Avery's team. Dahlia sends out the Medicham. I believe we saw this matchup last battle. Medicham going for the fake out. Slowbro's Quick Draw activating yet again as it uses Psychic, dealing over half a minute. Oh, we're going on. Medicham uses Drain Punch and takes out that Slowbro just as the Tailwind peters out. Oh, that's Swoobat coming back in. Hopefully Medicham has something to deal with this. Otherwise, we might see another situation like last battle. It has a Sash. Of course not. Why wouldn't it have a Sash? Medicham using Ice Punch, almost taking it out, but not quite. If it can somehow be able to use that fake out again, it should be able to, with priority, it would easily take out this Swoobat. Maybe it's got more priority, who knows? So far, it is 5 Pokemon on both sides. So, depending on how this turn goes, it could change. Both trainers are thinking hard about their decision right now. What to do. Switches out to the Ludicolo as it takes a Psychic and just falls. Medicham coming back out here. I think they might have heard me. Maybe. Using the fake out to take out that Swoobat. I mean, probably the best play. Orbeetle being sent out. We haven't seen this thing last game. So, this is the first time seeing it. Orbeetle using Shadow Ball as it takes out that Medicham. Actually, I think we might have seen it in this game. Maybe. I don't know. My brain don't work well. Dusknoir coming out and frisking Orbeetle's Life Orb. Orbeetle sets up the Calm Mind as Dusknoir sets up another Trick Room. Meaning this thing is going to be basically outspeeding everything on the field for the next 4 turns. Going for the Shadow Punch, dealing quite a bit of damage, just over half, no, under half. but it should be able to take out this Orbeetle next turn. Orbeetle using Shadow Ball. Dusknoir uses Shadow Punch and takes out that Orbeetle. And Galarian Slowking is sent out here. Now I believe Dusknoir is still slower than this thing, which means it's faster than it is tricky. So if Slowking Dynamax is here, it should be able to do damage to it before it faints. It's going for the Fling, dealing about 30% as Max Geyser takes it down to 3%. And Rain starts off. It would have been useful for that Ludicolo, but... Oh, Max Mindstorm. Taking out the Dusknoir before it can do anything else. So it must have been a speed tie. Now, what is Dahlia going to go into here? Because right now it's raining. There's Psychic Terrain. And all she has left is Blaziken and a Togekiss. I mean, she sends out the Togekiss. Probably the best decision. Because I don't think fighting with the Blaziken in the rain is gonna do much for you. Going for the Psychic. Neutral damage as Slowking goes for Max Rock Ball, dealing 85%. Changing that rain to Sandstorm, which is now buffeting both Pokemon. As Togekiss goes for the Air Slash and flinches the Slowking. Togekiss just has this one turn left as it falls, but not before taking out Slowking with it. It is now 2v1 Mega Blaziken versus two powerful Psychic type Pokemon. So maybe we will see Dahlia clutch this up. Alakazam going for the Reflect as it falls to Flare Blitz. Oh boy. 1v1 Mega Blaziken versus a Galarian Rapidash. Now, I think we saw this last time, but Blaziken fell to a Play Rough. So, surely, she has some kind of different plan to go with. Go for Flare Blitz would probably be Blaziken's strongest move, but it would probably put her in KO range. I believe so. Unless it did more than that. Man, my memory's terrible. Going for the Earthquake as Zen Headbutt does take out that Blaziken. And Galar Gym Leader Avery moves on to round number 2, where he will be facing off against the Sinnoh Gym Leader Maylene. Join us tomorrow where we've got the Factory Head Nolan going against the Subway Boss Ingo. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you then. Take care.